Listen, you can be a huge fan of something and still not know everything. So today I'm going to cover 6 things even die-hard fans didn't know about the GTA series. Welcome back to GTA Robot, let's get into the video. Number 6, the Scarface apartment in Vice City. This is one of the coolest Easter eggs in the entire series. There is no secret as to the inspiration for not only the setting of the game Vice City, but also some of the major events. It is the movie Scarface. That film has plenty of incredible, unforgettable scenes, including Tony Montana's final stand atop the staircase, his bad guy rant in the fancy restaurant, and of course, the cocaine deal gone wrong. In that scene, Tony and his friend Angel are ambushed by some Colombians, and Angel is brutally murdered with a chainsaw. Tony's backup finally shows up, and they are able to kill the drug dealers and make their escape. In the Ocean Beach area of Vice City, there is an apartment building with a pink roof. On the south side of the building is room 3C, which is empty except for a chainsaw and bloodstains in the bathroom. There is also a small briefcase with some cocaine in it, so evidently Chi-Chi forgot to get the yayo. Number 5. Voice actor Stephen Ogg recorded Trevor's lines. How? We already mentioned some interesting facts about solo Sean Fontano, who voiced Franklin, but there are also some interesting stories about the gents who played Michael and Trevor. Ned Luke, who voiced Michael DeSanta, said that putting on 25 pounds helped him get into character, playing a man in his mid to late 40s who was overweight. Stephen Ogg, who did a brilliant job portraying the unhinged maniac Trevor Phillips in voice and motion capture, had a different way of getting into character. He recorded much of Trevor's dialogue in his underwear in order to better stay in character. Ogg did a fantastic job, and since his work on this game, he has earned some other significant roles, including Westworld and The Walking Dead.
Humor, however dark and sick and twisted it is, there is.
Number 4, even the voice actor hated San Andreas' supply lines mission. There have been some profoundly frustrating missions throughout the Grand Theft Auto series of games. The mission Demolition Man in Vice City was one of these. When you had to fly an RC helicopter to blow up a construction site, a shockingly similar radio-controlled vehicle-based mission in San Andreas made us about as infuriated as we could have been while playing one of these games. CJ works for RC shop owner Zero in this mission and has to fly an RC plane around San Fierro to destroy vans owned by Zero's rival Berkeley. Unfortunately, the RC plane has a limited amount of fuel and the vans basically drive in different directions, making this a mission that takes at least a few tries. Comedian David Cross played Zero and admitted that he hated this mission when he played it and hated the voice he used to portray Zero. Number 3, who was Darkle and why was he removed from GTA 3? With games as large as any Grand Theft Auto title, there are things that are constantly being cut and added during the development stage. Much like we mentioned with the weapons earlier, characters are often remodeled and some are cut altogether. Most of these characters are minor and their absence is never noticed, but there has always been some speculation over a character named Darkle who originally lived underneath the Callahan Bridge on Portland Island in GTA 3. The original rumor that spread was that Darkle was a quest-giving NPC who would have clawed blow up buildings, but his content was cut after the 9/11 attacks because it would have been offensive to many American players to be demolishing buildings. This rumor has been denied by Rockstar, who had simply indicated that his missions didn't fit with the rest of the game well enough to include them as a part of the plot. Number 2, what the heck was Race and Chase? As we all know, the first of the GTA universes, known as 2D, took the form of top-down gameplay animation. These early games were actually the result of another project known as Race and Chase. The game was a top-down criminal driving game that would allow players to either play the part of either a cop or a criminal and either try to get away or try to catch up. A glitch caused the cop cars in the testing phase of the game to constantly try to crash into player-controlled cars, and the developers, then known as DMA Design, decided to change the game slightly, keeping the top-down format but making players criminals and adding stories into the game. This was the birth of the early Grand Theft Auto series. Number 1, shout out to a famous computer hacker in San Andreas. Unless you listen to the radio banter on the talk shows in these games very carefully, you will miss some amazing references to events and people in real life. While there are more in these games than we can care to count, one of the most incredible came from San Andreas. One of the popular segments on West Coast Talk Radio is Area 53, which deals primarily in conspiracy theories. One of the callers, who introduces himself as Kevin, claims to have been put into solitary confinement because he was such a skilled hacker that he could whistle into a payphone and launch nuclear weapons. This caller is a direct reference to a real-life computer hacker named Kevin Mitnick, now one of the most famous hackers in the world. He spent some time in prison several years ago. He was put in solitary confinement because apparently corrections employees told a judge that Kevin could whistle into a phone and launch nuclear weapons. These days, Mitnick is a security consultant with several books written on the subject of social engineering, manipulation, and hacking in general. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.